Hello, dear wisdom seekers. Welcome to Soul Seeking Wisdom. Myself, Parvi Agarwal, who is a writer and an inspiring author. And today I'm going to talk about introverts. So, basically, in one of my last videos, there was someone who commented and asked me to talk about introverts. So, here it is. And I'm going to talk about introverts with my own perspective because of the fact that I myself identify myself as an introvert. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about introverts with that perspective. So basically, being an introvert or an extrovert is kind of a title that we put to ourselves that, I'm an introvert or I'm an extrovert. And firstly, so I want to talk about the fact of giving titles to our own selves that, I'm very successful or I'm a failure or I am very underconfident or I'm very overconfident. These are certain titles that we give to our own selves. And once we give to ourselves a title, we incapacitate ourselves to being something more than that title. Now, I don't care if that title is positive or negative. For example, if I say that I am very successful, I mean, I'm a successful human, that's the title. So, saying to yourself that I'm a successful human, you associate your identity with the material success that you have. And once you associate your identity with something material or something outside of you, then that identity is going to hurt you one day or the other. For example, if you face a failure in your future, then that is going to hurt you because you are going to deprive yourself of your own identity. So understand it that way that I am Parvi. If I do anything outside Parvi, I would be depriving myself of who Parvi is. Parvi is a title that I've given to myself. So basically, liberating yourself from these titles, releasing these titles becomes very important when it comes to, exploring your own self, exploring your whole self. So firstly, so do not title anyone as an introvert or an extrovert, and neither you need to title yourself as one. Being an introvert or an extrovert, so there are two reasons why one could be an introvert. So I'm primarily going to talk about introverts, but I don't know if I'm going to talk about extroverts as well. But yeah, so basically, being an introvert comes from two things or two different streams. One stream could be that I'm an introvert because I don't like going out to people, I don't like talking to people, I don't like interacting with people, I like staying at my own place. Other reason could be that I prefer staying at my place. I prefer not going out, not partying and stuff like that. So there is a very thin line difference again between these two choices. The first choice is that I am operating out of a fear or, you know, an emotion that I would not go out and talk to people because I'm afraid of expressing my ideas, because I'm afraid of being judged. I'm afraid that I won't fit in. So that's a fear that I have, and that is the reason why I'm not going out and talking to people. Other reason or other stream is that I just prefer not going out and talking to people, but if I have to, then I will. If I have to talk to people, if I have to share my ideas, then I surely will. So now you would have already understood that if you're operating from the first stream, then you need to heal yourself. If you're operating from the second stream, then it's completely fine. We all have choices, we all have preferences. And I'm not saying that being an introvert is a bad thing or is something which might be, originating from a fear, because as far as I understand, even extroverts operate from various emotions. For example, many of the extroverts want to feel validated. Many of the extroverts want an ego boost, or they want to be known or something like that. So unless these things are your choices, you need to work on them. So if I'm making it a choice for myself, or I just prefer being out, or I just prefer being alone, anything, then it's completely fine. But if you are, doing this in the garb of a fear, if you're doing this to save yourself from being out of your comfort zone, then you need to work on it. Then you need to understand what parts of you are left unhealed. Why do you think the way you think, and how can you not reverse the process but heal the process? So that's what I think about introverts and extroverts. Also, being an introvert is something that I think comes to every single individual who is on their spiritual journey. I might be biased when I say that because I myself was an introvert, or maybe I am. Again, I'm titling myself, I shouldn't do this. So, when you walk on your spiritual journey, you're deliberately made to be distinct, or in a way different from the people around you. Many a times they don't understand your point of view, many a times they do not validate your point of view, or they completely shun your ideas by saying that, things are not that deep, or you just overthink and stuff like that. So I've heard many people saying to me that you're an overthinker and things are not that deep, you are uselessly, thinking so much about this a little thing. But I believe that being spiritual also means being sensitive towards tiny details, because when you are sensitive towards details, you are sensitive towards your intuition. Intuition comes with tiny details, and you should have the power to actually identify them. So, when you're on a spiritual journey, you are deliberately made to be alone and work on yourself by your own self. And in that process, you lose that group, you lose that surrounding that you're in, and that makes most of the people introverts. But again, so I was also that person who would not generally discuss things about spirituality with my friend circle, with the groups around me, and I don't really do so even today. But the fact that I was turning into an introvert, the fact that I was not able to express my opinions freely and fully, and we all have got the freedom of speech and expression, so I thought of starting this YouTube channel so that I could share my voice with people who are like-minded. Because you just need to identify that you're not an introvert because you cannot express your ideas. You're an introvert because right now you do not have the people, or you do not have the specific, cult to express your ideas. So that's it, that was my point of view. And if you're interested in such content, do consider subscribing. I have various resources you can find useful and beneficial. Number one, my philosophical poetry book Wars Waged Within. Number two, my ebook Meet Your Soul, which is about meeting your soul. Yeah. And then number three, my blog site authorparviagarwal.wordpress.com, in which I post daily blogs. And then I have a free guide for you. If you are new to spirituality, want to start it, or want to build a base of spirituality, then it's a completely free guide. Link is in the description box below, you can access it. And yes, as always, keep seeking wisdom.